Mm, I don't know if I'll get any viewers. It's so late. This is not my usual time slot here, and it's been a while. Let's see. Doing a late night stream. I don't know if anybody will come in. Maybe. No, I'll feel silly. I'll hang out here for another minute or two and see if anybody decides to come in. Oh, there's 3 people. Thank you guys. You guys want to say hi? So I'm not just talking to myself. Thanks for coming in. I know this is not planned. Hi, Sudie. Impromptu, if you will. Oh, 10. Yeah, it's been a while, and this is kind of yeah, an impromptu stream. Um, it's just been some busy shit going on. I finally kind of feel some peace today. And my husband has a job to do tomorrow, and he's getting his tools and stuff together before he comes to bed. So, oh, I missed you guys too. Cassie Story, I'm glad that you popped up when I was here. It has been a while. It has been a while. Sometimes you kind of have to decompress, and I did miss you guys too. And like in my last stream, I made a vow. I'm just gonna do me and do some content, whatever that may be, if I'm on here at all. But stay out of that crap. Like my God. Um, I hope everyone's having a wonderful holiday. And I kind of wanted to talk. I know I just kind of started getting my Christmas stuff together tonight and everything. And one thing I was thinking about with all this stuff about the holidays, like the holidays can be kind of depressing for some people. Not everyone is super excited about the holidays. Like we've had some hard times in the past couple of weeks. We were Thanksgiving kind of got ruined. Our hot water heater went out, and guys, it's like when you have a house, everything breaks at the same time. Everything breaks. And so then the heat went out, and that was really stressful. And I didn't really feel like doing anything. But tonight I actually like cleaned the shit out of my house. Hi Lindsay. I put one of my Christmas trees up. I usually do a big Christmas tree that is left over from my mom. My mom got Hallmark ornaments every year for everyone decorating the tree since 1981, the day I was born, and they're all in their boxes and everything. It's a big deal, but that tree is massive to put up. And with everything that's been going on this year, I kind of decided to take a different, and I was kind of overwhelmed with everything going on. And plus, there's more stuff in the house, like with Sean here and stuff, and we're still getting that figured out. And I thought that I would do 3 smaller trees and put some of my special ornaments on it. And tonight, we finally got some stuff out and it made me feel so much better. I'll show you guys a picture if you follow me on Instagram. I posted it on there, but I know not everybody's on Instagram. And it's not done. There's going to be ornaments and there's going to be 2 more trees, but there's going to be lots more lights, lots more glam, and just kind of theme trees or something. But I don't know. I thought about that for a long time because there's a lot of people, and even before my mom died, like the holidays weren't necessarily great for me because she missed her mother. I am kind of an only child, so it was just the 2 of us. Thanksgiving before last, I spent at the emergency room finding out that the cancer had spread to my mom's brain. And the holidays that year were not great. I know, like, I know I'm not the only one that has bad holidays. I talk to my friends and stuff, and it's like, okay, like they just want to get it over with. I don't want that, and I'm excited and hopeful for my mom and I always had. Christmas is really special to her, and when she was sick, that was just really sad. And that wasn't the first time she was sick on Christmas. When she got breast cancer the first time, that was hard, and that was during Christmas. And I mean, God, like, am I alone? Am I the only one that's ever had some, like, super depressing holidays? Anybody wanna make me feel better out here? I was just thinking about that today with all the holiday cheer and everything, and I'm finally starting to get in the Christmas spirit, but it's like, sometimes there have been years when I'm like, "God, I just wish the holidays would be over with," and it's like a big boom boom for because it's, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and then my birthday is New Year's Day, and, sometimes it's just a lot. It's just a lot, and it's grateful, and then my husband's birthday is, 12/12. Is that the first Christmas or first holiday season that you're having to deal with that? Is it Jindy? Is that how you pronounce that? I'm sorry that's happening. Do you have brothers or sisters? It's one thing that always made me feel really scared when things were happening with my mom was that I was an only child. It's the first year and you do have brothers and sisters. Do you wanna come up and talk about it if I dropped a link? You don't have to show your face. I just thought it might be good for some people that are not having great holidays to know that that's not. Oh, hi, Adam. Thank you. I'm gonna drop a link if anybody. I've just seen a lot of people feeling kinda, oh, Jindy, that's terrible. That's really, really terrible. And then yeah, and then it was, and it's so sad. You just have to, I wish looking back I had more patience and stuff, and I had thought more about, like, I was just so angry about losing her, and she didn't seem that sick at the time, and, you just have so many regrets looking back. So my advice would just be to make it the best you can and to enjoy any moment you have with her, but I don't know a lot about Alzheimer's. I've never had any experience with that with anyone that had that. I do know that it was, my mom did have brain cancer, and when she started there were some times that were tough when, she started experiencing cognitive because she's one of the smartest women I know. Very, very smart, and then when and she was stubborn, so when I knew that she was, misremembering something or she had something in her head that was not right, it's frustrating, and it's hard to know how to deal with that, and I'm glad that you have the support of brothers and sisters to help you deal with that because it's very scary doing it alone. Not Alzheimer's necessarily, but any kind of illness with a loved one if you're an only child. And at the time I wasn't married or anything, it was scary. So I hope your siblings are very supportive, and I'm sure your mother is going to have a great holiday. I can relate to you going through. I lost my wife years ago. Alzheimer's. Mm. So who are you spending the holidays with, Adam? Again, I'm gonna drop this link if anybody wants to come up and just you don't have to show your face. Maybe show something to me backstage to make so I know you're not like um an actual like I don't mean this personality wise, but you're not actually showing me a penis or porn bombing me. But I think this is good to talk about because I think there's just this misconception that everybody's so happy, happy, happy. And it's not that way. Um, so what are you doing for the holidays this year, Adam? You're taking care of a friend? That's great. Yeah, when my, mom passed away, I don't have any more family either, and that was so scary, until I got married, and, I mean, I have a stepbrother and a half sister, but there's some, you know, things there, but not like, the time I wasn't married, I didn't have kids. My mom was an only child. My dad was an only child. He passed away when I was the day before I graduated high school of pancreatic cancer. My grandparents were all gone. Um, Grandparents were only children, so it's like no family there. So my friends have been my family. Oh, that's wonderful. I love that. Hi, Virgie. Nice to see you in here. We're just talking about the holidays, and I'm trying to think if there's a really like sometimes how you have those holidays that are like if anything could go wrong, it goes wrong, and like it if you can't laugh, you'll cry. I'm trying to think of one of like the worst holidays where it just like went. Has anybody had one that comes to mind where it was like just a series of events that just turned out so bad? Um, I'm trying to think of one of mine. I'm sure that there were, and I'll think of one. For the most parts, I had pretty good Christmases and Thanksgivings growing up. Um, my birthday has always been I'll tell you guys something. If you have someone that is born very close to Christmas. Hi, Chelsea. I'm glad you're back in here. Thank you for saying that. This is kind of just a talk about holidays and I don't know, whatever. Whatever. Um, uh, I know with having guys, if you have anyone, my birthday is January 1st. And if you have anyone who has birthdays in December or January 1st, like me, or even if their birthday is on Christmas Day, let me tell you, a bottle of peppermint lotion is not a combo present. It's not something to hand to someone and be like, this is for your Christmas and your birthday. Your birthday is in July. So I guess I'm going to get you a some peppermint body scrub and say this is for your Christmas and your birthday. So for your people, your loved ones that are that are born around that time, it needs to be really big if it's a combo present. And I would encourage getting 2 presents and wrapping one in birthday paper. And not just giving them their Christmas present and birthday present at the same time wrapped in Christmas paper and being like, this is the one bottle of Bath and Body Works lotion, and then here's your birthday present too, the other one that you got for the buy one get one free. Yeah. my my pine scent room stuff you got me from Bath and Body Works. That's not my birthday and Christmas present. And in July, I got you a birthday present and a Christmas present. So we're gonna justice for people for the Capricorns and the what's that one? My husband is that babe. He's outside getting his tools together. Is that zodiac sign? So I should know the one that comes in early December. Somebody knows. I know it's in astrology and stuff. So anyway, guys, what has been going on? I hope things on YouTube have gone down a little bit. They have for me because I'm gonna watch from the bushes and do my own thing, even though it's tempting sometimes, but I'm trying to be better. I'm gonna be better. I Let's see what else. On YouTube streets, no way. What on YouTube streets? Nothing new? Let me guess, somebody's mad. Somebody did something vile. Alliances have changed. Probably some screenshots dropping, and some sock accounts have been sussed out. Um, Probably some mad people. I actually did because I was trying to listen to content today. I listened to Brooke's live on Casey Anthony, and I love Brooke. I consider her a friend, but I do have some differing opinions than she did on that Casey Anthony documentary. Not that like I don't want to, not to say her opinions are wrong. She's very intelligent. I just wonder if anyone has the same opinions I do about it, or had the same feelings, which were a little bit different from Brooks. Are you kidding? Give me so much. Us over here of whiplash, right? Am I kidding about what, honey? Whiplash for what? It's not better. Ah. Oh, YouTube drama, yeah. Yeah, I haven't looked at any of it except just I watched Brooks live on the Casey Anthony thing today, and was just kinda I watched that because I had also watched the Casey Anthony thing and followed it a lot when it was going on. Like, I remember rushing home every day from work to see Nancy Grace and all the stuff about it, but, my view is a little bit different than Brooks, and again, Brooke's a very intelligent woman, so I am not saying she's right or I'm wrong, but I came away with it with something different. Um, well, if you guys wanna talk about it, I don't know that I think she's innocent, but I know that when the trial went on, I'm just drinking some Coke and water tonight. Okay, fancy face, but hear me out. That's what I'm saying. Like, if we can have a discussion about it, like nobody has to agree with me, but these are the things that gave me pause. When I originally watched the trial, I was like, oh yeah, she's guilty. For sure she's guilty. Um, and she didn't say anything. One thing I think was she didn't say anything in this documentary that she didn't say in the trial. Um, she said that she had been abused by her father and that her father had something to do with it. I think the difference now is that there has been so much more research on PTSD from sex trauma and things like that, that it's a more we're more familiar with it, and at the time, we were not. I think, when I watched the trial years ago, and I remember my mouth just flew open when she was not found guilty. I was working at UPS at the time, and they announced over the radio that she was not guilty, and I was just floored. And then I saw interviews with the jury, and the jury had been sequestered from the whole entire media. And when they came out, they were like, "We were just kinda confused, like, no one could tell us how she died." And they had, again, sequestered from the media, so they're not seeing bombshell, 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 top mom, all that stuff. And, the state did not prove I agree that the state did not prove their case. and it was a problem that no one could tell them how she died. One thing that I do find very telling with the George Anthony thing, I think it's very telling that in the past 10 years that she has not gone to speak to her family because they've made it very clear that they would like to reconcile with her, especially her mother. And I think that says a lot. And I also think it says a lot that her trial attorney hired her and that she has been working for him for 10 years and he brought her in to his home. The 31 days thing, yeah, that's odd. She was 19. So let's assume that she is right on that and her dad's telling her how to do this. And she's just kind of going about her life. And we know now that victims of sex abuse, can be conditioned to lie and stuff like that. I don't know a whole lot about PTSD, but it does make people act weird. So I'm not. And then the other points that were brought up were she can make money off of this. And why do this 10 years later? If she wanted the money, she could have done it 6 months after this trial. I saw, because I was glued to this, like a couple months after she disappeared or whatever, I saw an interview with a head of a network. It wasn't one of the big networks. It was I don't even know who the guy was, and he offered Casey Anthony $1 million for an interview, and she agreed to meet with him. And he said that they met, and she said, "Where's my $1 million?" And they could not reach an agreement. If she had wanted to talk to someone, she could have made a ton of money then, way more money than she could have made now. And I think that her life of seclusion and staying with the lawyers, choosing to not speak to her family, I think that says a lot. I think something happened with George. Yeah, she could have been paid licensing fees. I don't think she's been paid a lot, and if she was paid licensing fees, then she wasn't convicted of her crime. You can do that. You can do that. Why would she? Maybe she needed the money, guys. If everything she said is true and happened, she probably needed the money. And she probably really needed the money 10 years ago when she had no family, was the most hated person in America, no job prospects, didn't know what the hell she was going to do. And if it was all about the money, I feel like she would have done something then. So this is just me. I'm saying years ago I was on the fence. I'm not so much now. And they were talking about why is she trying to defeat Jose Baez's or go against her lawyer saying that the little girl was wet. The guys, it's on Peacock. A defensive lawyer's job is to present another possibility of how the crime could have occurred. So Jose Baez did his job. So he's saying this is a theory. George Anthony could have drowned him. He's not saying that that's what happened. He's presenting an alternative theory. It's not Jose Baez's job to prove that. It's his job to present an alternate theory for his client that he is defending. And he did that. And it's not his job to prove that, to try that case. They weren't there to try a case against George Anthony. He's presenting an alternate an alternate theory of what could have happened, and that was the jury's main thing. No one could tell them what happened. Um, yeah, planting a seed of doubt, like, maybe it could have happened this way, and I don't think it's so. And again, she was 19, and if her dad is telling this, like, under those crazy circumstances, if she did have PTSD from being raped by her dad and stuff, and her brother and whatever else was going on, and I mean, how bizarre would she have acted? And I think the fact that she hadn't said anything in 10 years, like, what's she gonna do now? People have made their opinions pretty much. She just wanted to get her side of the story out, I think, and I don't think she plans on going into show business or anything and wants to be America's sweetheart. She probably did get some money for it, but, she wasn't found guilty. That's not illegal. And Jose Baez saying that he wants to move on from her and stuff, like, I want that defense attorney. Like, he didn't have personal it's like a defense attorney is not supposed to know if you're right or wrong. Let's see. No, he called 3 times the official. Yeah, and I think it was odd that she was found in the bag of bones like George wrapped up the dogs. And I also think that someone in the documentary made a pretty good point that why was he trying so hard to get his daughter on death row? He didn't just testify. I understand if he was ordered to testify, he had to do that. But if he, like he said, thought it was an accident, he didn't just testify. He tried to get her convicted, and at this time, it was a death penalty case. It was just insane, and then them going out and buying a boat, like, the whole family acted kind of insane, and I just think my big tells, and I guess this isn't evidence, but for, now being like, maybe not, are the fact that the lawyer, she's worked for him for 10 years and lived in seclusion, has not right. And again, y'all, she was 19, not knowing how to do this, and decided to alienate herself from her parents. Why would she do that? And she's not if she had okay, so first of all, she's worked for that lawyer who has invited her in his home, and 10 and a half years. But the whole thing is, though, Fancy Feast, like, with all due respect, a lot of guys adore the kids they're molesting. And it could have happened just like you said, but we don't know what was going on in that house. And a lot of people who abuse children are not, do not, of course they're not going to tell you. And I don't know George Anthony personally. I thought he sounded like a great guy at the trial too, and that he loved his granddaughter. I think it's odd that he did not just testify that he said it was an accident and that he worked so hard to get his daughter on death row. And then doing the talk show circuits and stuff afterwards, saying that that was some kind of strategy with the police. If it's an accident, why are you strategizing with the police to have your daughter killed? But what if she's lying like me? Okay, what if she is lying? And she might be. She might totally be, but they said it's a family of liars. So what if he's lying too? Casey's not the only liar in the family. And I think it just speaks volumes that it would have been a lot easier for her to go back to her parents and have some place to stay and some financial security and stuff. It would have been very easy for her to do an interview and get $1 million. It would back then. It um she has stayed in seclusion. She has been very quiet. She has not spoken on this in 10 years. If she wanted the money and the fame and to get the big bucks, she would have done it right after because everybody wanted to talk to her. George was there. Yeah, that was odd. I think that she did kind of, and then when she went to trial, she realized she couldn't because I I think she was keeping secrets for him, like the extent of the abuse until she went to trial. But yeah, I think that's exactly I think what I think happened is she I don't know what I think happened, but I think that her story that she woke up and the child was dead in George's arms is not I have doubt now that may have happened, and just especially from her behavior afterwards and how secluded she's been and not speaking to her parents, not speaking to the media, not writing a book. And can you imagine if that happened to you and they were talking about like it's all her, 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 and I think it's more about that she seemed like it was all her, 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 and she, obviously Kaylee got her whole life taken from her, but and I think Casey's grieving for that. But how is she never supposed to say, "Hey, my life was impacted too, and this is why. This is who did it." And I don't know, maybe and I think a big part of it is back then there was no like when somebody was like when they're talking about yeah, her parents had benefited from it financially with that boat they got. It's insane. They're going out cruising on that new boat with the $30,000 that they got donated. They bought that crazy boat and went out looking for other missing children and just acting insane. I I just think that she would have acted a lot differently if she had wanted money. I think that they y'all, I'm telling you, I came home every day listening to Nancy Grace, like top mom, top mom, top mom. Um, I just knew she was guilty. But when you start talking to the jury and stuff, they were like, well, without seeing the media, they're like, we don't really see what happened. And then also George doing these circuits and circuits afterwards and talking to anybody that would listen and not saying, hey, he even said on a talk show, I think that she's responsible for her death, but I think it may have been an accident. Then why were you leading the charge? Not to just convict her, but she was on a capital murder case. You were trying to send your daughter to death row. Why? If you thought it was an accident. The whole thing just casts some doubt in my mind. And I think it's also because in the past few years, 10 years, we've come a long way with realizing how, you know, Me Too loosely applies here, but like how many women have been affected by sexual abuse, by rape, by in the jobs, in the home, incest, like, and how that affects you and your behavior. And I don't think at that time we were as educated on that as we are now, because she didn't say anything different. She said the whole thing. Because I knew that she had said all the abuse stuff, but and then say and I heard somebody say earlier today that that was not stuff she had brought up before. She absolutely brought it up before. That was her whole defense, and that's why she got off for it. And listening to her stories and stuff now and watching some of the things, you know, I don't know. I definitely would not be as convinced of her guilt as I was back then. And again, I think it speaks volumes that she won't speak to her parents. Why would she not if they're ready to forgive her and that's all they want is to forgive her, and especially her mother. Her mother wants to forgive her and make amends, and she won't have anything to do with them. So that's my 2 cents on that. Anybody else have a comment, query? No, I hate it when I'm talking to myself, guys. But I guess when you stream it, whatever time this is in the morning, I'm gonna drop a link again if anybody wants to. I wish really, because I've been watching so many. Like, I'm really interested in analyzing crime documentary and cases and stuff like that, but it's hard to sit up here and, like, I wish I had someone to volley off of that was serious about that kind of thing. Yes, I said that earlier, Bish, please. Volumes. I think that speaks I absolutely think that speaks volumes, and that he trusts her with his research, with, his confidential information, his finances, has let him into has let her into his home, and that man's a successful lawyer. But, yeah, I watched another really good. You should watch Rabbit Hole at bedtime. Maybe I'm wrong, Fancy Feast, but I've seen the opposite where they absolutely want a relationship with her, where they've been just saying they hope that she will call, especially the mother. So maybe I'm wrong, but that's what I've seen, is that they just would like to speak to her and have tried to contact her with no luck. But yeah, I love watching stuff like that, and it's hard to sit here and talk about it by yourself and get different views. I wish I had someone, that would be willing to do it on a regular basis and kind of volley ideas off of each other about these documentaries and stuff. I watched another really good one yesterday, or last night before bed. No, 2 nights ago before bed, called The Voyeur on Netflix, and my God, if anybody else has seen that and would like to come up and have a discussion with me about it, that was insane. I watched it twice. And when I cover the documentaries, I get so excited about them, but it's just kind of boring hearing me sit up here talk about it by myself, but that's really what I like to do. Yeah, I would love to do a live with Brooke about stuff like that. Maybe I could get her to watch The Voyeur and we could talk about it. Yes, it is, but there's some other stuff about it that really fascinates me when I started thinking about it. But if any of you guys are interested in doing anything like that, let me know. Like, it's just hard to sit up here and just recap the whole thing by myself, and I don't necessarily wanna do a well, I kinda wanna do a recap for people that don't know what happened, but there's like, I watched it twice, 'cause the first time I watched it, I was like, "Well, this is good," and then after a friend and I started talking about it, I was like, "Wow, there's actually" like, I watched it twice because there was some stuff yeah, it was a good one. There was some stuff that I had questions about and kinda wanted to go back and what the, see what I had missed, and bitch, please, why don't you come up here and talk about it with me sometime? Not tonight. I haven't thought about asking Amzy because she's good at stuff like that. It's hard, like, especially because all the people I know are in this community and don't want to get shredded. Um, so it might be good to find, again, I'm trying to branch out, so it might be good to find someone from a different community, or Brooke's trying to branch out. So I'd, some of the documentaries and stuff I'd love to talk about with her, or anyone else that would just be interested in doing real content, or not like all the time. Like, I don't know. I'm not saying I want to co-host, but just when I'm doing something like that, it's so much more fun to talk about somebody with, because you can be like, "What? Right? What you think this?" Just kind of like the Casey Anthony thing, because I get my mind changed all the time. I like to do debates and stuff. And not necessarily a debate, just talking about it, and then talking about it sometimes like, "Whoa, wasn't this fucked up? We all think it was fucked up." Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I would like to kinda make some contacts out of this community that might be willing to do that with me, because it's not gonna be any, like, trash talking in the community or anything like that. So, I kinda like to, with starting over fresh, and just be like, not mentioning any of that, and just really doing the recovering and discussing documentaries or cases or stuff like that, and interesting things that have happened, because it's just more fun to do it with someone else, and I have 0 interest in the going back and forth with everyone anymore. I would just want someone, or several people exclusively for that, that would, if you'd be willing to come on panel for a document, it doesn't have to be the same person. It would actually be fun to have different people. But yeah, I don't want pizza, cups, tampons, nothing like that. I don't wanna cover anything going on in this community. Yeah, well, what if you came up with a different name and went, you don't have to show your face, but my point is I'm trying to transition into a different thing and get kind of a different crowd, and yay, Virgie. Actually, my husband had some really good thoughts on it. Maybe I could get him to discuss it with me. I don't know, he's kinda he's kinda not, whole up on the YouTube game and stuff. Can I do a karaoke performance on StreamYard? You want to come up here and do a karaoke performance? Is that what you're saying? You would if your face wasn't shown, would you come on panel if your face wasn't shown and we were just talking? And you could have a totally different name. I don't know who you are, and I'm not sure what you're asking. You want to, um looking for something. I was supposed to have I upgraded my streamer. I was supposed to have some different stuff here. Camera. Yeah. Maybe it was before I started the stream. Oh, okay. No, I want someone to go on panel with me and talk about it. Maybe I'll ask around. I have a couple people in mind that might do it. I'm still not sure what you're asking. Do you want me to drop you a link so you can come up here and sing karaoke? I'm looking at these virtual backgrounds. I'm supposed to have, okay, none. Oh, it's late. I need to get in bed. My husband's here. Who's there? Who's around the, thank you. Oh, that wasn't my house. It was a filter background. Hey, babe, what are you doing? You lost your phone? Yeah. Are you on your way back? All right. Love you. Bye. Okay, so now you can, and I'm still confused, RMG. Do you want to come up here and sing karaoke? Like now? Because I don't know why you keep bringing that up. I'm not opposed to it. I just want to know what the plan is. That's my husband. Hello? No, I'm good. Thank you. Yeah. Love you. I'm on the phone. He's talking to me. He's got a big job tomorrow. Okay, so I'm going to drop a link for you. Where's the music coming from? And so RMG, just to be sure, you want to use do you have a channel, RMG? It looks like you do. All right. Let's see. I don't want to put you in timeout. Whoops. I didn't want to do that either. Pick that full screen. I was trying to see your channel. So do you have a YouTube karaoke channel? From YouTube karaoke. Okay. I'm going to drop a link for you, but you're going to have to show me your face and stuff backstage. And let's see. So no, you're not going to do it? Okay. I know. I wasn't going to let him up without. I do karaoke on other people's streams. Oh, okay. Well, I think if you want to use my platform to showcase your talent to get followers or whatever, I wouldn't mind a super chat, RMG, just in good faith. You scratch my bike, I'll scratch yours. I'm a businesswoman. It's kind of an odd request. I'm always careful, Virgie. You know that. Safety girl. I can't tell if you're being smart ass or not, reckless. Grace. I was looking to see what else is going on there. Reckless Grace, it looks like you have a channel. What kind of channel do you have? Okay, well, you can do it for free this one time. Click the link and let me see you backstage. Let me see. I'm just going to listen to. A little something on my headphones here to make sure I'm not being sabotaged. Oh, Reckless Grace, that was for RMG. He said he's not paying to do a karaoke song on my platform, but I said, okay, do one for free. And just show me your face backstage, and if everything looks good, you can come up here and sing a song. Yeah, I see a lot of people still bullying people on here. I feel very angry that anyone else is on YouTube. Oh, it just looks like you have a channel because maybe everyone has that. Well, you look very cute. Maybe you should have a channel. Do you like discussing odd documentaries and possibly true crime documentaries? If so, would you be interested in discussing the movie The Voyeur Netflix with me on a live stream? Because I would love for someone to do that. That's not crazy. I don't know if you're crazy or not, but I like your hat and you're giving me a good vibe so far. So let's see what else today. Besides the Christmas tree, worked. I'm gonna do some more cleaning and shopping and decorating this weekend. Girl, I have been missing you. Like the desert needs the rain. Where have you been? Where have you been? And you know that I take breaks and stuff sometimes. I was really tempted to go on here and do something I promised I was never going to do again. And I didn't. And I'm on here having a normal discussion, hiding from this YouTube dumpster fire. Right? It's just, it's not good. And I said I wasn't going to comment on it anymore, but it's hard not to. Like, I just kind of like to comment on everyone equally. But Daddy's disappointment. I think that you should sometimes come up here with me and discuss documentaries and stuff like that, because trying to change forums, but it's hard to, and everyone in this community, I'm trying to branch out into other communities, but everyone in this community is scared to get up and talk because people are crazy. But I'm trying to make a transition, and I have really insightful as fuck thoughts, but it's hard to sit up here and just talk. Now I know. Daddy's disappointment. Would you ever be interested in coming up and talking about a documentary or something? I have one in mind that I watched recently that I would really like someone to discuss with me, because it's just so much easier than sitting up here and doing a monologue about it. Yes. So you would be interested? There's one in particular that I want to discuss. Wonderful. So the one I want to talk about is great. And you're on my, I know you're on my IG, but you have a different name. Let me find you. Will you send me a quick little, it is the same? I thought it was different. Okay. Oh, okay. Let's see what I was confused about. I really want to talk about the documentary The Voyeur on Netflix. And I possibly want to do that on Sunday. Would you be available to do that, like Sunday afternoon, early Sunday evening? It will blow your mind. I watched it twice, and I really would like to bounce some ideas off of someone. Would you be available Sunday? Good. I have someone willing to come on panel. Perfection section. So will you talk about that with me on Sunday? Can we do a stream? Can we plan it? I am so excited because I like you so much. And I have a feeling that some people in this documentary were disappointments to their daddies too. Can we make a plan, Daddy's disappointment? Yes. Okay, perfect. I will message you about like the timeline and stuff later, but let's plan on doing it Sunday. That's great. That makes me so happy. Yay. Okay, guys. We have a plan. Well, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. What, have you seen this documentary on Netflix? You're going to die. And then I don't know. I just have so many thoughts on it. So many thoughts. And like, that's what I was doing, is kind of recapping stuff. And I'm like, it's just me sitting here talking and I get bored. I think it's so much better. Like, I've heard people do things like this before, and it's so much better if you're with someone and have good chemistry and you're just kind of laughing about it and bouncing stuff, hearing their view on it too. Okay, yeah, perfect. So just sometime between now and Sunday, and we'll plan. I don't know. I'll message you and find out what time zone you're in and stuff, and we'll plan for sometime Sunday afternoon or Sunday evening. Hey, babe, did you get all your stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody. You're crazy.
No,
PST.
Gas station. Or the gas
You're on Pacific Standard Time, and that's before me. Pacific Standard Time.
Yeah.
Okay, so that means I think it's 2 hours before. It's 2:30 here. What time is it your time? 12:30? Okay, so I don't know. I'll DM you. We'll work out the specifics and find a time that works for both of us Sunday, and it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Okay, so I'm gonna get off here having that. I am real, and I love Daddy's Disappointment, so I'm really excited about that, and I'm excited about trying to continue doing this without having to mention. Oh, the name is The Voyeur.
Yeah.
Oh, my husband just said, yeah. I might. You don't have to show your face if you don't want to, baby. But I might do a link for you, and you can talk about with us if you want to.
That's cool.
My husband had some thoughts on it too. And I would rather you not show your face just because of what's going on.
I'll just show my car.
You will not. You're not gonna porn bomb. Okay, the name is The Voyeur. I'll put it in the description of this. And Daddy's Disappointment and I are gonna discuss that on Sunday. So I guess, are you still doing shit?
No, I'm going to try to wind down.
Okay. So I guess I need to wind down because.
No, you don't have to.
Oh, look at him telling me I don't have to wind
Well,
down.
you know you don't have to. Shit, I'm not your boss.
He didn't even make me scrub the floors or anything today, y'all. He let me wear shoes around the house.
I don't control you in any way, babe. I'm not controlling it all.
I know, but sometimes I get on here and people are like, why aren't you with your husband? I'm like, I've been on here an hour and a half because I don't sit and stare at him like while he's at Home Depot or something. You need something? You need something? You need something? But anyway, I'm so happy. I think Daddy's Disappointment. I think that you're funny. I think that it's going to be great. I'll put the name. I'll put it on my Instagram too. Luckily, I don't have a husband. Well, you might after this stream. There are. I'm just kidding. No, not having a husband. I hate it when women on YouTube or anywhere else or something, when a slam they go to is at least I have a man. I didn't have a man for a long time, and let me tell you guys something. Like,
I'm single for 5 years.
at least I have a man. That's not. You can be just fine and be single. Having a man is not the most important thing in the world, and it's certainly not something to put another woman down for. And a woman who wants to be strong and do things on her own, women are perfectly capable of it. And sometimes it's better to not have a man than to have a man that is a jackass. Oh yeah, I was single for about 5 or 6 years.
Yeah, I was for 5.
And I was really happy. I didn't think I was going to get married again. And I was fine. And it's like when I just cannot stand that. Well, at least I have a man. Well, good for you. Anybody can get a man. Look at the man you have, girl. And anyway, yes, self-made women. A man should be an asset, not a liability. And it is certainly not a measure of achievement that you have a man. For all you women out there that think it is, so at least I have a man. sometimes men are about as much fun as a cold sore and about as helpful. So, there's been some bad men, and there's some bad men I've seen from women who brag about that. So, at least I have a man is not a burn. And that just makes you sound like that makes the person saying it sound like at least I have a man, because that's like my biggest aspiration and goal in the whole world. And when you can join me up here when you finally get a man. God, okay. Sleep diagonally in my bed. My husband likes to do that too, and unfortunately we don't have a diagonal bed, so I get kind of a corner, and then the dogs get the other corner. So, and that's anyway, guys, thank you so much for coming in here and just kind of chit-chatting. And Daddy's disappointment, I will touch base with you in the morning, because I am really excited about this, and I hope that you're serious about it. And I'll post something on here and on it's called The Voyeur on Netflix for anyone in here that wants to go ahead and watch. And then tomorrow I'll make a post on my YouTube, and I'll talk to Daddy's disappointment. I will I'm a professional too at lots of things. And I'll talk to her, and then once we know what time and stuff, I'll probably make a thing telling people to watch Saturday, and then we'll do times and stuff. We'll get it together for you guys. Watch The Voyeur, Daddy's Disappointment. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, for discussing the Casey Anthony case with me in a respectful way, even though my opinion might have been a little controversial. Thank you for your Thanksgiving stories and your family stories. It was good to talk to you guys. The bizarre guy who wants to sing karaoke in here, I don't know about that. It was good to see all of you. And I'm glad that I'm not the only one that's kind of like over the ship. All right, guys. I will see you. Daddy's disappointment. Dee Dee. Can I call you Dee Dee? And I will see each other, or Dee Dizzle. We'll work on it. And I will see you guys Sunday for sure. If not before, we will. And we'll work out the details, but watch The Voyeur for sure. Have a great night, guys. Thank you for coming in. I love it.